This is Chris, the Idaho Painter, and I'm here once again with Journeyman John. And we've got a really cool project we're working on here. This is a historical door off, I don't know, maybe 100-year-old house or more. I'm pretty sure it's over 100 years old in downtown Boise. And we're trying to restore it to its old glory days. And part of the process, we took an Eco-Quip, a Graco Eco-Quip blaster, and we were media blasting it on all this intricate detail to try to take off some of the paint, and it was kind of taking away too much of the profile of the wood. And so John went down and got all these strippers, and not the chemical strippers.
We should clarify.
Right. So, and we're testing out a bunch of chemical strippers, and we're gonna let you know what we think of them, which ones work, which ones don't work, which ones are fast, which ones are slow, which ones will work on oil, which ones will work on latex. So this door, I think John has been messing around with some of the strippers, just testing them in test spots. What have you found, what you think is on this door so far?
So what we're thinking we've got 2 layers of paint. One is relatively new, I'd probably guess in the last 5 or 10 years. The other one is a little bit older than that, probably an oil-based paint. And then under that, what it looks like we see is probably multiple layers of like linseed oil or some sort of oil on the door that kind of went black and rancid, and then they just painted over the top of that. So as we're putting the chemical stripper on this, we're starting to see it melts through that paint pretty quick, but then when it gets to that oil, it's a bit of a process getting that up.
Yeah, I was when I was using the Eco-Quip, we were using, and I was blasting it with glass beads at a really low pressure, and it was this dark green paint you're seeing right here was just coming right off as soon as the water was hitting it. So it was some really cheap latex paint, but then underneath it seemed like there was some oil-based paints, and then it would like cut through that in certain areas, and then it would go into the wood. It just wasn't working out properly. So definitely the chemical strippers is going to be the way to go. So here we go. We're going to begin working on this and testing out these strippers and the chemical strippers.
It's going to be a long video.
It's going to be a long video. So, anything else, John?
Do we want to introduce our products here that we've...
Let's introduce the products. I'll tell you this one. This is Jasco. It says brushable, semi-paste paint and epoxy remover. Hopefully you can see that right there. And then John can introduce the next one.
We've got a Sabo Grime Super Strip, and this is their heavy duty line. They have a regular duty, but we figure go big or go home. So
go big or go home.
Go heavy duty.
It's always good to go big or go home with your strippers, but chemical strippers. I mean, I know people are going to probably take this the wrong way, but this one is Citrus Strip. We've heard a lot about this. We put a post on Facebook asking people, what are the best strippers to use, and which one should we use on this door? It was kind of cool. John put it on Facebook. We got a lot of feedback back. There were some people that really liked the Citrus Strip, and this one apparently is supposed to be environmentally friendly.
It is, at least relatively, for what it is.
And so those are the 3. We have the Peel Away. We purchased Peel Away, but apparently Peel Away needs a special paper. And it's kind of interesting because the paint store sold us the stripper and they don't even have the paper. So I don't think we can test that one out, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And
we've got a couple different kinds of chemical stripper when it comes down to it. A lot of the newer ones have kind of a gel formulation so that you can use them on horizontal or vertical surfaces, and it keeps that chemical from evaporating, especially on a warm day or if you're in the sun, which you should try to be in the shade as much as possible. There are some that are less like that. You have to put some plastic over it. So you put the stripper down, you put the plastic over the top, and then you just fold that. You let it set and do its job breaking down the paint. And then you're going to flip that plastic back, work on a small area, flip the plastic back, and keep working your way down. With this gel, that's not the case.
Not the case. So some of the tools we've got rubber gloves. John's already got his on. I had to take mine off to set up the camera. But you want some chemical resistant rubber gloves. We've got what we call just chip brushes. These are just throwaway brushes that we can apply the product with. We do have scrapers, because we were starting by just scraping the bulk of the paint off with our carbide strippers, so we don't have to just wait for the chemical to do it. And these work really fast. And we've got rags. We masked off the door with plastic.
And eye protection.
Eye protection. I mean, you don't want these chemicals splattering in your eyes. That can be a really bad thing. And then we've got drop cloths down here. We're just on an old concrete floor in a warehouse here, so it doesn't matter if it gets on the ground, but then we just don't want it on the ground. So we have some drop cloths down. And I think that's it. Here we go. Let's strip this thing. So we're just cruising right along, and how's it going, John? It's been going pretty good.
It's going.
Yeah, it's a messy job.
These are the kind of projects we don't really enjoy doing.
Yeah, these are not. They are messy. They're not a whole lot of fun.
They can be fun when you don't have a timeline to meet.
We tested out. We started off with the citrus strip. It was working just a little bit too slow. The other strippers worked a lot faster, so we stuck with that, and we're on a time crunch. And I think John he's been using the Jasco. John really likes the Jasco. It's been working really good. I think probably out of all the strippers we've used here, that one probably works the fastest. Maybe because it's the most caustic and the one that'll kill you. But and the citrus strip is more of an environmental friendly product, but it's kind of cool. We're just stripping right along here, and then it's going to be stained and lacquered. Unfortunately, we can't show you the stain and lacquer process. We'll show you the final, what it looks like in the end, because we've been just called in to strip it because some other painters were uncomfortable doing this process, and so we took it on, and here it is. It's looking pretty amazing. An old historical door is looking pretty awesome. Yeah, we're going to be flipping it over. The other side doesn't have all the paint on it. It has like kind of this glazed product put on there and some graining done to it. So hopefully it goes a little bit faster, a little bit easier. It's not as detailed and intricate on the other side. But there you have it, just the simple process. There's just no way to do this an easy way. We tried the EcoQuip media blaster, but it was taking too much of the wood off and kind of leaving a high profile, a grainy profile to the wood. Couldn't do that because of the historic value of the door, but just been using some of these tools. Been using the carbide scraper to take off a lot of the paint at the beginning before we use the chemical stripper, using brass, the little toothbrush to get it out of the crevices. This is way better than a regular toothbrush because it's not stiff enough. The chip brushes we've been using, we're just eventually going to throw them away with all these rags and stuff. But there you have it. Do you have anything to add, John, to this whole process?
No. It's just a process. Like Chris said, it's just time, and you just work the process.
It's a process that John doesn't want to make his full-time living, so we'll try to help in that endeavor. So there you have it. Hopefully you've enjoyed our video. If you have, please consider subscribing to our channel, The Idaho Painter. Please consider giving us a thumbs up. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram. We love Instagram. Follow us on Facebook, The Idaho Painter. And our shirts and hats are now available in in or on our website. What's our website's name?
TheIdahoPainter.com.
TheIdahoPainter.com. Check us out. Anyways, we'll see you on our next video. Out.